So the reason for the stop is because you're keep veering off to the left, and then you're not.
By the way, these are like really hard tests. That's Justin Timberlake, standing on the side of a road in the Hamptons in the middle of the night, 45 years old, 10 Grammys, 100 million records sold, trying to walk a straight line for a police officer who, it turns out, has absolutely no idea who he is. He tried everything to stop you from seeing this video. He sued the police department, he got a temporary restraining order, he spent weeks fighting in court to keep these 8 hours of footage private. And last week, he lost. The tape is out. And it is something. Now, to be fair, Justin Timberlake is not Mel Gibson in this video. He doesn't scream, he doesn't rant, he's polite. He's even kind of charming in the most unfortunate way. But the combination of details that come out over 8 hours of body cam footage paint a picture of a man who genuinely could not believe this was happening to him, and one whose friend had the absolute audacity to try to play the NSYNC card on a cop. I am not making that up. I will get to it. June 18th, 2024. Justin Timberlake is in Sag Harbor, a luxury village in the Hamptons on Long Island, New York. He's been out for dinner with friends. He gets in his 2025 BMW, he says, to follow his friends back to the house, and then an officer pulls him over. The officer noticed him veering out of his lane and failing to stop at stop signs. He approaches the window, Timberlake cracks it half open. The cop asks what brings him to town, and Justin Timberlake, 10 Grammys, 100 million records, NSYNC, Sexy Back, Justified, the greatest Super Bowl performer of a generation, arguably, says, "I'm on a world tour." The cop's face? I need you to imagine the cop's face. The driver trailed off as he searched for the words. Then he found them. "I'm Justin Timberlake." New York Times body cam report, March 2026. JT was then arrested on suspicion of driving while intoxicated. He later pleaded guilty in September 2024 to a lesser charge, driving while ability impaired, a non-criminal traffic violation. He got a $500 fine, 25 to 40 hours of community service, and was required to record a PSA about drunk driving. Case closed, done, over. Except for the 8 hours of body cam footage that every news organization in America was filing Freedom of Information requests to get their hands on. So, Justin tried to block the release. His lawyers argued it would cause severe and irreparable harm to his reputation. They said it would subject him to public ridicule and harassment. They called it an unwarranted invasion of personal privacy. The temporary restraining order worked for a few weeks, then it didn't, and on March 20th, 2026, a partially redacted version dropped. Let me walk you through the highlights, and I'm using the word highlights generously. The officer takes JT to the back of his car and runs him through standard tests. Walk in a straight line, one foot in front of the other. He stumbles. He pauses. He looks at the officer and says, genuinely, "I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous." A few tests later, "By the way, these are like really hard tests." The officer does not agree. Justin gets handcuffed. Scene 2, the friend arrives. While JT is in handcuffs by the patrol car, a woman who was with him shows up. She is, to put it kindly, not calm. She appears to be completely dumbfounded that the officers are proceeding with an arrest. "Stop it," she says. "No way. Don't say it. You're arresting Justin Timberlake right now? Stop it. Why?" The officers explain that, yes, they are doing exactly that. She then asks if she can give Justin his phone. They say no, and this is where it gets legendary. She looks at these two officers, takes a breath, and makes her play. She says, verbatim, "Can you guys please just do me a favor because you loved Bye 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 or Sexy Back? Do me one favor." The cop who stopped JT that night was born about 10 years too late to be an NSYNC fan. The NSYNC card did not work. Slate, March 2026. Except, and this is the twist, it kind of did work. They let her briefly speak to Justin in the back of the patrol car before taking him in, so technically the NSYNC card cleared the bar, just not the one she was aiming for. Scene 3, the station. Justin is at the booking desk. He's filling out paperwork. The officer notes down his race as white. Justin looks at the form, looks at the officer, and says, "White?" with perfect comic timing. Then he immediately adds, I'm just kidding, man." The officer does not laugh. Scene 4, the cell. An officer leads Justin to his holding cell for the night and tells him he's going to be held there for the night. Justin looks at the room, looks at the officer, points at the cell, and says, "I gotta be in here all night?" The officer confirms, yes. Justin's final words, as documented by the body cam, were, "You guys are wild, man." The internet's reaction was basically a masterclass in how differently generations process celebrity downfall. Gen Z was mostly memes. The hard tests line, the NSYNC card, the "I gotta be in here all night" moment, all of it immediately became audio on TikTok. His streaming numbers actually spiked. Can't Stop the Feeling got a 20% views bump, which, honestly, respect. Millennials had a different reaction. Slate put it perfectly. Millennials, cover your eyes. Because for a certain generation, Justin Timberlake was it. He was the coolest person alive. He was untouchable. And watching this video, watching him stumble through sobriety tests and reference his world to an officer who doesn't know who he is, it just feels sad, not funny. Sad. The video also kicked off a real debate about body cam transparency and whether public figures should have a right to block footage of their own arrests under Freedom of Information laws. Journalists, legal scholars, and privacy advocates all weighed in. Timberlake's argument that the footage was not of public concern got shredded because that is sort of definitionally not how FOIL works. Here's the part I find genuinely fascinating. While JT's lawyers were in court arguing that this video would cause severe and irreparable harm, while they were saying the footage would permanently damage his reputation, Justin Timberlake was apparently already in discussions with MGM and Live Nation for a Las Vegas residency starting in 2028 at the Dolby Live Theater. A source told 8 News Now, "I don't think he or anyone really cares about the DUI anymore. It was embarrassing to him as a father, but he's certainly not alone in the situation." Which is kind of the most 2026 celebrity thing imaginable, right? Fight the video in court for weeks, lose, watch it go viral, watch the memes, watch the NSYNC clip hit every platform simultaneously, and then announce a Vegas residency at the same venue as Bruno Mars, Lady Gaga, Usher. The Daily Beast, despite the irreparable reputational injury Timberlake said he would suffer if his DUI arrest video was made public, he's already planned his big comeback. The Celebrity Playbook in 2026 has exactly 1 page. Go viral, get embarrassed, announce the comeback before the embarrassment peaks, and honestly, it almost always works. Hot take. The funniest part of this entire story is that JT spent weeks and significant legal fees fighting to stop you from seeing 8 hours of footage, and the most damaging thing on those 8 hours is these are like really hard tests. He stumbled a couple of times, he made a joke about race, his friend invoked NSYNC. This is the catastrophic privacy violation he was trying to prevent. The embarrassment is real, but it's also, in a very 2026 way, weirdly relatable. We've all had a moment where we said something we immediately regretted in a high-pressure situation. His just happened to be captured on 8 hours of body cam footage and viewed by approximately everyone on Earth. JT will be fine. He always bounces. Vegas Residency 2028 is going to sell out in 14 minutes. Screenshot this prediction. And if you want to be here for the next celebrity moment nobody saw coming, and trust me, this year is not even close to be done, hit subscribe. Drop your favorite moment from the video in the comments, like if you'd have played the NSYNC card too, and I'll see you next time.